Yeah, so this is our agenda for today. We'll have a quick introduction, like this is the welcome and the introduction, and then we'll mainly have the live demo, as I said, and then a feedback round where you can ask questions. So we'll stop the recording for the questions, and then, yeah, just closing summary. So if any of you have ever heard anything about ing.grid, you all know this slide that we are a journal for fair data management and engineering sciences, and we want ing.grid itself to be a fair journal in which we present this content. What does that mean exactly? We have several building blocks, and we build on an open source publishing platform which allows us to run our own preprint server on which we conduct open review. And all of this is provided by Janeway. Janeway is developed by the Open Library of the Open Library of Humanities, has a development team that provides this open publishing platform. And that's also what we're going to focus on today, how to use that platform for submitting to ing.grid. Then our claim is also to have transparent submissions. We'll get into that briefly later on, and there's also a side project we're running on linked metadata, but the main point is that it's a Diamond open access journal, so all of you as interested authors, you don't have to pay any article processing charges for submitting to ing.grid or publishing in ing.grid, and neither do any of the readers have to pay anything. So it's all funded through third-party funding as of now. So why do we focus on open peer review? It increases the transparency, and we hope that it improves review quality because people can actually see your work out in the open. And all of this is important for an open scientific discussion, which we think is really essential as we're trying to establish research data management as a new subject of scholarly research in its own right, especially in the engineering sciences. And we also believe that this discussion can improve to help engage the community. As I said, we have transparent submissions. What we mean by that is that we have three types of submissions: classic manuscript submissions, software submissions, and data submissions. And with each of these submission types, there are certain things that you have to submit. So a classic manuscript needs a manuscript, obviously, but optional material is highly encouraged. So linking to, say, a software that a repository with stored software that you used for conducting your research, presented in the manuscript, or a repository that stores the data. With the other submission types, the software submission, we do require that there is a link to a repository, say on GitLab or GitHub, that shows the software that you are submitting. And since we can only process manuscripts on ing.grid, you need to write a software descriptor that tells us what is the novelty of the software, what is the use case, what is the statement of need, etc. And similarly with the data, you can link to a repository that contains a data set that you want to publish. And the data set is then considered the main publication, but we need to have a data descriptor to show up on the ing.grid web page. And similarly, we need some content showing how you try to make the data fair, what is the uncertainty, quantification of your data set, etc. And all of this is detailed a lot further in the author guidelines, to which you can find the link there. And I'm under this QR code, and if you can't scan it, I'm sure we'll post it in the chat really quickly. And then I want to proceed to the actual review process. So we have several different roles on the during the review process. So we have authors, that's you, if you're interested authors, managing editors, that's Isadora, Michaela, and myself. All of us have different tasks within this review process. Then there are the topical editors. whom you can find on the editorial board web of our subpage, the web page that we have on our journal website, then reviewers who are recruited from the community or through the wider network, and then the community is the readership essentially of ing.grid, so everyone who is interested in research data management. Okay, so looking at something that often comes up, which causes a bit of confusion, but which is actually not that difficult to understand, is we have a journal webpage which publishes peer-reviewed articles like any journal. It's you can find it under ing.grid.org, and we also have our preprint platform, preprints.ing.grid.org, and you can jump from one to the other, so you can find the links there. And the review process, submitting and review process, all of this happens on the preprints side of things, and only when your manuscript has passed review and it gets published as a peer-reviewed article does it jump over to the other side. So for the beginning, only this left-hand side is important for you. So how does it start? You have a new submission as an author, you write you conduct a study, you write a manuscript, a software, create a data set, and then you submit it. And then it's our task to have an initial check. Does it match the scope? Does your submission match the scope and formal requirements? If it doesn't, it gets rejected. If it does, then it gets passed on to a topical editor who checks novelty and utility of the publication. And then if all of this is given, it gets published on the preprint server. And the topical editor also invites reviewers then to submit review comments. So at this stage of the review process, you will find your manuscript, possibly a link to the software repository, possibly a link to the data repository, unless it's a software or data submission. Then it needs to have either one of these two links. And of course, the metadata is recorded. Then we jump on. All of this happens in the background then. The topical editor invites the review comments. The reviewers review the submission. They submit their own review comment. And this review comment gets checked by the topical editor. Is it polite and constructive? Does it match our code of conduct that you can also find on the website? And well, if it doesn't, the reviewers get asked to revise their review comment. And if it does, then the review comment gets published, and it's marked as with a special flag, and it gets published alongside the preprint on the preprint platform. And then you have, as authors, you have time to respond to the review comments. So you get asked by the topical editors, say if the topical editor says, okay, please revise your manuscript and answer the reviewers, then you have to submit an author comment, as well as, of course, revising your manuscript according to the comments. And then you submit your author comment. And the topical editor again checks, is it polite and constructive? Does it match our code of conduct? And you can also get asked to revise the author comment in case, well, it doesn't really further the discussion on your specific submission. And well, assuming that it is constructive, it gets published. So yeah, the editors then decide after the review process concludes, should it be accepted for publication, or does it require a revision? And then if a revision is required, you're also asked to revise your manuscript and upload a new version, which then again, runs through the entire process. the new version gets published on your on the preprint platform on the same page, so you see the versioning, and then we pass on to this invite review comments module, and this iterative process passes through until your manuscript gets accepted, and then you are asked to submit a new version, which is not just a PDF, but in fact the entire LaTeX project, so that we can recompile it to make it into the full peer-reviewed article that then gets published on the web page. So this is something that you will have to do as authors. And then we have another point, which is the community comments. They also get checked by the topical editors for politeness, etc., so that it's not just invited reviewers who can comment on your publication, but also the community at large, so readers of ing.grid who are interested in your work and to have some additional comments to make. So at the end of this stage, on the page with your preprint, we not only have all of your work, but we also find the review comments, editor comments, your own author comments, and potentially community comments. And if we say that your publication gets accepted, you have uploaded your LaTeX project, and then this is where we, again, as managing editors, take over. We send it to copy editing, and your publication gets copy edited, and we in this stage we pass from the preprint platform to the actual journal page, and you then get a final version before publication to approve as authors, and then this gets typeset and published on the website. And at the end of this stage, we have an article page with your peer-reviewed article on ing.grid.org. And here from this we link back to the page with your preprint, with all the version history of your preprints and the reviews and review comments, etc. So, and most importantly, you also get a DOI, of course, for your work. And this is then where the second platform becomes important, but for you as author, really the main focus is here on the left side on the preprint platform. Okay, so if we look at the timeline that we project for a submission, if everyone keeps their deadlines, then we believe that it's possible to do it in 26 weeks if you submit and then need to revise your manuscript once and it gets accepted after revision. So you submit, then we do the formal proofing, and the plagiarism check and the review comments get invited. Then you have 4 weeks time after a topical editor decides to revise your manuscripts. New review comments get invited, who again then have 4 weeks to comment on your changes. And then after the reviews have been submitted, the topical editor makes a decision, and if the decision is for publishing, then you have 2 weeks to upload your manuscript or your LaTeX project, and we then take care of the publishing, which takes about another week or possibly 2, but yeah. So this is the projected timeline. Quite often something goes wrong in the meantime, and then if someone doesn't keep their deadlines, then of course it takes longer. But we really do our best with the timekeeping to give everyone timely reminders. And the same goes for you as authors. How you can help us to keep this timeline is, of course, keep the deadlines. And if you can't keep the deadlines, then always go contact the topical editors. Say you need an extension of the deadline for revising your manuscript, etc. Okay, so this was it for the introduction. And just to show you how you can reach ing.grid or follow us on social media, we have different channels. So the website, Mastodon, on YouTube, which is also where you will find this tutorial later. And yeah, we're still on Twitter and X, but also looking at other options like Blue Sky. We have office hours, so Isadora is always available to schedule an appointment on Wednesdays between 9 and 11. If you have problems, questions, need more detailed tutorial, you can schedule an appointment with her. And well, this is the author workshop that we are conducting now, and there's also, for those who are involved in the NFDI to any degree, we have a Rocket Chat channel that you can join to just quickly drop us a line if you have quick questions. Okay, with that, I would directly pass on to the live demo, and then you can save up the questions to the longer extended feedback round later on. And with this, I will stop sharing.
And here I am at the ing.grid website. And after reading out the guidelines and fitting my submission to that, I have two ways to start a submission for ing.grid. One way, I come here to submissions at ing.grid website, and I start a preprint submission here. It's important to notice that we have a requirement for a specific template, that is the LaTeX template, and this template is available here at the submissions page, and it can be downloaded and adapted to the submission. So one of the ways, I come here and I start a preprint submission, and this leads me to the ing.grid preprint server. But the other way to start a submission, I can go directly to the preprint server and start a new submission here. This will lead me to the same page as before. Just to run this test, I will do my submission through a demo repository, but it works the same way as our, it works the same way as our preprint our preprint server. So to submit. So here at this, here I reach the same page. I show it when I click on submission, both on ing.grid website and both on the preprint repository. And it's important to fill in all the metadata regarding the preprint. Here I'll just fill in with some text. And here you have to choose a license. We have a specific license to use at ing.grid that it's only CC BY actually. And this is explained in the guidelines, and you can also read on website in the sections about and guidelines of the website. You'll have all the information that we can regarding license and regarding our publication ethics. That I think it's also important items to read before starting a submission to ing.grid. And there are the preprint platform. You're going to have the core focus for ing.grid. So here I'll add keyword 1, keyword 2, keyword 3. And then with this, I complete the step 1 of 3. And here I can add the authors to the submission. Here, I'll add myself as an author. And I can also search for other people that I can add their emails, that I can add their ORCID, or if they are already registered in the system, or if they are not registered in the system, I can just come here and add a new author and place them to the publication. So with this, I complete step 2 of 2. And here I will finally upload my file for the submission. That it's a file that it's already set in the LaTeX template. And with this, I complete step 3 of 3. Oh, sorry. I have to upload the file. Yes, I forgot this step. So here I upload the file. And with this, I complete step 3 of 3. And my preprint is then submitted to ing.grid. And now I have to wait for the editor to accept or reject my preprint. Kevin is playing the role as of the editor right now, so I'm waiting for his decision. And this decision, just to explain what happens a bit in this process, it goes first to our managing editors to check the conformity regarding the LaTeX template, and also we do a plagiarism check to the submission. And then we go to the editor-in-chief to find a suitable topical editor to take care of this publication. And before, if everything fits, if the template fits, if there's no major issues with the plagiarism check, we have in the guidelines what do we consider major issues or not. We publish the preprint and it's available for everyone to see. So yeah.
Okay, so I have created a version of the preprint and it should be published.
Yes.
Now.
And then as an author, I can see the live version of my preprint in the platform. So here you can see the file with the LaTeX template, and here we have the comment sections. And with this, the editor is taking care of the publication, and I have to wait now for the reviews for my publication.
Yeah, so I have already invited a review, and the review has been submitted, and I've published the review. So refreshing the page should show a review by Michaela of the preprint. And you can see major and minor revisions.
Okay, so as an author, I read the review and I wait for the editor to publish their decision regarding this review. So the review suggests that I revise and resubmit. Usually we have two reviewers or more, but the minimum number is 2. And the editor has to read through the reviewers and publish their decision, so I can know what it's the next step to be performed here.
Okay, and I have, as topical editor, submitted my comment, so my decision, and it's there on the preprint page.
Okay. And as the author, then I will reply. Usually you have to do a more elaborated reply. Say the reviewers and editors for valuable feedback. We will submit the updated version. And we reply here. And my comment was sent to the moderation, and the editor has to approve. My comment to also show up in this preprint platform.
Which I've done now.
Okay. So I'm here. And with this, I will come back to the preprint server, and then I will upload a new version for my preprint. That is it's here as upload new version. So I will do here that it's a correction. So no, it's a new version, sorry. A new version. And then I will upload my file again and submit my update. And this has to be now approved by the editor, who also invite the reviewers again for a new round.
Yeah, I've made a new version out of the new submission, and then this should show up as version 2.
And then it shows here on my live version that this is version 2 of Spring. So now I'll wait for the second round of reviews.
Yeah, so I again invited the same reviewer who reviewed previously to check whether all their concerns have been met. So Michaela has completed her review. Yeah, which I published now. And then I will write an editor decision.
So here see that it's recommending the submission for publication.
Yeah, and now I've posted my editor decision.
And me as the author, I have to upload the LaTeX file, and this will be as here to upload the new version, And here I will upload a LaTeX file that is usually a zip file. I will just upload the same update and this. And then here in the preprint platform, it ends my task as an author, because and then this will go to another round of these files that we're submitting as the LaTeX in the LaTeX folder. We'll go to typesetting, and then as an author I can expect an email coming from ing.grid managing team to review the typesetting if it fits the article or not, and then I approve the typesetting or not for publication at ing.grid. And this is the submission.